Hi everyone, I recently saw the Jonas Brothers live on their 5 albums one night tour, so I thought I'd share my experience with you guys. I hope you enjoy. So to start, I went to see Jonas Brothers on September 15th, 2024, and that was when they stopped at the Utility Arena in Birmingham here in the United Kingdom. I'd never actually been to the Utility Arena before this show, so this was a very new experience for me, but to be quite honest, I'm really glad that I travelled all the way down to Birmingham to see them perform. I suppose we should start this review from the very beginning. I went to the concert with my mum and we got ourselves at the arena and sat in our seats for about 7 p.m. Our seats were pretty good seats. We were seated on the floor with a side view of the stage and the runway. We pretty much always had a decent view. The only time we didn't was when the brothers were performing on their B stage, which was right at the back of the arena. When we entered the arena to find our seats, there was a DJ playing and he was really good at hyping up the crowd. Unfortunately, I can't quite remember his name, so if anyone knows who that DJ was and what his name was, let me know in the comments section down below. The support act was Mimi Webb, who I didn't manage to get any footage of, unfortunately. She came on stage at about 7:30 as expected, and her set was about 30 to 40 minutes long. She got a lot of love from the crowd and she definitely put on a little show. I actually enjoyed her set quite a lot. After Mimi departed the stage, the crew members spent a little bit of time setting up, getting ready for the Jonas Brothers to come on stage. At this point, the hype from the crowd was absolutely amazing. The brothers were scheduled to come on stage at 8:30, and the closer it got to that time, the crowd was just getting more and more buzzed and more hyped. The whole arena was just absolutely buzzing. The atmosphere was electric. The Jonas Brothers did come on stage on time for 8:30 as expected. I'll run through the set list so you guys know what was sung. So the introduction to the show was an instrumental version of their song Wings, which was followed by their first official song, which was Celebrate. We then had What a Man Gotta Do, SOS, Hold On, Good Night and Goodbye, That's Just the Way We Roll. And then we had a mashup of Still in Love with You, Australia, Hollywood, Just Friends, Games, and then we moved on to Hello Beautiful, Take a Breath, When You Look Me in the Eyes. We then had the Busted cover, Year 3000. We moved on to Summer Baby, Vacation Eyes, Gotta Find You / Introducing Me, Play My Music, A Little Bit Longer. We had a mashup of Can't Have You, Sorry. And then we had another mashup of BB Good, Shelf, Got Me Going Crazy, Video Girl, One Man Show, Pushing Me Away, and Tonight. We had Waffle House, Montana Sky, Fly With Me. We had a mashup of Hey Baby and Poison Ivy. We then had Much Better. And we then had a medley of World War III, Don't Speak, What Did I Do to Your Heart, and Paranoid. Then Nick came on and sang Jealous. And then after that, Joe came on and sang Cake by the Ocean. We then moved on to the Happiness Begins era. We had Comeback, Roller Coaster, Strangers, Used to Be, Cool, Don't Throw It Away, I Believe, Only Human, Sucker, and then to close the show, they sang Leave Before You Love Me. Now, I'm actually quite shocked they didn't sing Wings, as Wings was obviously one of the singles from their most recent album, The Album. But I understand that the song was, of course, played in the introduction of the show, so they might not want to sing it again. They might not want to replay it and redo it. I'm also quite upset that they didn't sing Miracle from the album either, as that is my favourite song. But at the same time, I can understand why it wasn't sung. They're trying to sing songs from 5 separate albums on this tour, so it's a lot for them to try and squeeze in. All in all, Jonas were on stage for about 2 hours and 20 minutes, so the show was definitely of a decent length and it didn't stop. They never had a break. It was constant for all that time from the second that they stepped out on that stage for the 2 hours 20 minutes. Before going any further, I want to say how great their band were. The energy that they all brought to the show was absolutely incredible. They were dancing, jumping around, clapping, singing along, all while playing their instruments as well. It seemed like they were just all having a really, really great time. So I wanted to give them credit. They're obviously very, very talented, and it was great hearing a live band. Obviously, Jonas were also playing instruments. Nick played guitar and piano, whilst Kevin played guitar. I liked the stage setup, however, from where we were sat, it was sometimes quite hard to look up at the screens to see what was going on when the boys were playing on their B stage. The stage had screens set up above the main stage. One was in the middle, one was on the right hand side, and the other one was on the left hand side. But when the boys would go over to the B stage and perform, I would need to look up at the screens in order to have a good view of what was going on. But from where I was sat, the screens were a little bit awkward to see. So I think that we were maybe seated at a bit of a blind spot for the screens because we couldn't see the screens very well at all. So really, if it was me, I think the stage would have maybe benefited from having one big screen behind the stage and then also having large screens on either side of the stage too, as that would have made that much better for me personally. I would have been able to see things a little bit easier. It's just because the screens they had were above the main stage rather than at either side of the main stage and behind the main stage. So yeah, that made them a little bit awkward to see when the Jonas Brothers were playing on the B stage. But anyway, moving on. I liked the mixture between the boys playing, full length songs, but also the medleys of other songs and the mashups. Obviously, if they didn't do that, then the show would be far longer than 2 hours, 20 minutes. So they probably had to do that to enable them to fit all of the songs into one show. But I did enjoy hearing the tunes kind of mashed up together. That was really, really cool. The boys seemed to be having a good time. They definitely utilised all of the stage. Some highlights of the show for me was myself and the crowd remembering Big Rob's part in Burning Up, hearing Lines, Vines and Trying Times live again, as that's probably my favourite Jonas Brothers album, and also hearing songs from Camp Rock. It was amazing reliving my teenage years because the Jonas Brothers were and still are such a massive part of my life. I've been a fan of theirs for the majority of my life, so I definitely went on a journey whilst I was at this show. I would have loved for some confetti to shoot out from the stage at certain points in the show, or some fire effects during Burning Up. I think that would have just elevated the crowd and the atmosphere even further. But honestly, all in all, I really, really enjoyed the show and I loved seeing them live again. Overall, I just simply really enjoyed myself and I'm really glad that I travelled all the way down to Birmingham to see them. The last time I was at a Jonas Brothers concert was back in 2009. So yeah, it's been a very long time since I've seen them live and I just thoroughly enjoyed myself. Each album reminds me of certain times in my life, and it was just a journey, not just of the Jonas Brothers' career, but also of my life. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Did you see the Jonas Brothers on this particular tour? Were you at the Birmingham show? Did you enjoy it? Let me know. Thanks again for watching, and I very much hope to see you in the next video. Bye everyone.